Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Jaya Nityananda Ram Jaya Nityananda Ram Jaya Nityananda Ram Jaya Nityananda Ram Nityananda Ram Jaya Nityananda Ram Jaya Nityananda Ram Jaya Nityananda Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Haribo 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 Nitai Gaur Haribo 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 Nitai Gaur Haribo Shri Nityananda Ram Ki Jai. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Yes, so today we celebrate Lord Nityananda's appearance day, also called Nityananda Trayodashi. So, here in Iskcon Oslo, we had a celebration yesterday in our temple. Although the official appearance day is today, so the devotees are fasting today and celebrating by remembering the characteristics and personality and Lilas and history of Lord Chaitanya's brother, very dear brother. He's always the companion of Lord Chaitanya, and that's why we often sing Jai Nitai Gauranga or Nitai Gaura Haribol like this. He's actually none else than Lord Balaram. We will try and understand today the Tattva and the Lila of Lord Nityananda. So we beg for your grace and blessings for being able to talk about this very difficult subject matter, and also we are unqualified for this, but by the mercy of Lord Nityananda himself we can get the qualification to speak about him. That is our great hope, and it is a good idea to glorify him. Simply by speaking about him we can glorify him. So first we will say a nice prayer to Lord Nityananda. Nityanandam aham naumi sarvananda karam param harinama pradam devam avaduta shiromani. Nityananda aham naumi sarvananda karam param harinama pradam devam avaduta shiromani. Nityananda aham naumi sarvananda karam param harinama pradam devam avaduta shiromani. Yeah, I had a little problem to pronounce this. It's the first time I learned this prayer, but it is a very nice prayer. So Nityananda aham naumi. So we say our obeisances to Lord Nityananda. Sarvananda karam param. He gives the highest ananda or bliss. And Harinama Pradam Devam, he is the bestower of the holy name, or the chanting of the holy name, Harinam. And also Avaduta Shiromani, he is the crest jewel of all the Paramahamsa mendicants, also called Avadutas, who are completely free from worldly limits. So I mentioned in the beginning that actually Nityananda Prabhu, he is the incarnation or the expansion of Lord Balaram, who is Krishna's brother, similarly as it's a nice verse by Narottam Das Thakur, which says that the son of Sachi, that is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Krishna has now appeared as the son of Sachi in the age of Kali Yuga. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came over 500 years ago, and Nityananda Prabhu also came around the same time. So Krishna Sachi Sutta Hai, just like Krishna is now the son of Mother Sachi, also Balarama Hoila Nitai. Balaram has now become Nitai. So Lord Balaram, he was actually born in 1974, and that is 12 years before Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he was on this planet until around 1540, between 1540 and 1544, he left this world. Lord Nityananda was the son of Hadai Oja and Padmavati. Hadai is also called Hadai Pandit. He was a Brahmana. So Lord Nityananda, he had a brother called Bankaraya. And that brother was very dear to him. He said that Bankaraya was actually, his name is actually consisting of two parts. Banka and, Mr. Alpa Shorts, thank you for checking in from India. Hare Krishna. So Banka, it is a reference to Tribanga, just like you have the deity of Krishna in Vrindavan called Banka Bihari. Banka means he's bending. So in other words, it's a reference to the Krishna with the tree bending form. And Raya is a reference to Srimata Radharani. Radha Krishna. Yes. So in other words, Nityananda's brother was actually an expansion of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because he was both Radha and Krishna in one person, which also is the nature of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We'll talk more about the relationship later. What is the birthplace of Nityananda Prabhu? It is Eka Chakra. Yeah. So he was tall, just like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, a very beautiful, tall person. And as we will learn, he became the most advanced spiritual personality there. He became he's characteristically dressed in blue, as we see in all the pictures of Nityananda Prabhu. And he had a deep, melodious voice. He was singing great kirtan. He was known for that, his musicality. And he was also having the characteristics of an avaduta, advanced, most advanced person, advanced spiritual person, carefree, and also unorthodox in his mood. In that way, he's differing from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is known to be more culturally conservative, a little bit more strict. Nityananda Prabhu is famous for being culturally very liberal. Yeah. So when Nityananda Prabhu was young, he was playing together with his brother Bankarai in the Yamuna river, was nearby. They were playing also the pastimes of Krishna. And guess who Nityananda Prabhu was playing? When they also played of course he was playing Balaram very often. And also when they were playing, enacting the pastimes of Ramayan, the pastime with Lord Ram. Lord Ram has a brother, Lakshman. And as we know, who is Lord Ram and Lakshman? That's the same as Krishna and Balaram, who has now become Chaitanya Nitai. So when he was a child, he used to play Lakshman when they played Ramayan pastimes. Yeah. So when he became 13 years old, around 12 or 13 years old, then there was a knock on the door of Hadai Oja. Hadai Oja opened the door, and there was a Brahmana, sannyasi. And as usual, when somebody is coming on the door of a cultivated family, they will know that they have to treat the guest very nicely, because the unknown guest is always representative of Vishnu. And one has to really treat the person with topmost respect and ask, what can I do for you? And whatever the person is saying, especially if it is a Brahmana, one should be ready to fulfill the request. So the Brahmana said, can I please have your son to travel with me on the pilgrimage? And Hadai he didn't want to do it, but then he also remembered the pastime from Ramayana. Actually, it's stated there in Chaitanya Bhagavat. He remembered that he was saying, I'm now just like Dasarat, which was the father of Lord Ram, who had to give away Lord Ram to the sage Vishwamitra. Vishwamitra came on the door of Dasharat and asked for his son, also around the same age, to go on the pilgrimage. And Dasharat, he didn't have any other choice than to give away his son. And he became so sad and depressed because he loved his son so much, so he died shortly after. And similarly with Hadaoja, he, because of the strong, intense separation from Nityananda, he died shortly after. So for almost around 20 years, from he was 12-13 years, for the next 20 years, Nityananda Prabhu was traveling on the pilgrimage. Yeah. So when he is 32 or 33 years old, then actually Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is meeting Lord Nityananda, and that will be in Navadvip. So that will be in 1506. Yeah. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he will be 20 years, and Lord Nityananda will be 32 years old, or 33. There's a little difference from which source you have. Yeah. So it's very similar in Nityananda's life to, in that way, to Lord Balaram's life, as we also learn about Balaram being famous for touring the pilgrimage places in India for many, many years. So similarly, Nityananda Prabhu did that for 20 years. So he meets Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he joins with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes. Now, if you remember our previous Tuesday, we were talking about the other part of the Panchatattva. We have 5 people in the Panchatattva. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is there, and then we have Advaita Acharya. He was mentioning very much, we were talking about his life. And part of his life was that when he came also to meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu first time, he hid. He was hiding just to test Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's potency, if Chaitanya Mahaprabhu could find him. So in the same way, Nityananda Prabhu, he came to Navadvip, and he could sense that he would now meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his eternal brother and companion. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also similarly sensed that now a great personality has entered Navadvip. So he sent out, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sent out Haridas Thakur and Srivas Acharya. He sent his 2 servants out to try and find Nityananda Prabhu. But Nityananda Prabhu, he was hiding at Nandan Acharya's place. And that's exactly the same place where Advaita Acharya also was hiding. And at that time, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he also sent Srivas Acharya. And then Srivas, he found him there. But this time, they didn't actually find him. They didn't go there for some reason. They were looking everywhere in Navadvip, but not at Nandan Acharya's place. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself had to actually go around and go to Nandan Acharya's place and find him there. And then they had a very sweet meeting. They embraced each other, and they understood that this was meant to be. Now that they will be together for the rest of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Bhauma Lila. Like that. So after that, they were always besides each other. So there are so many things we can talk about from Nityananda's life. Nityananda Prabhu, he was a brahmachari for all these years. He wasn't married, so he was known to be an avaduta brahmachari, and that's also sometimes mentioned as a type of sannyas. But he didn't formally take sannyas initiation, actually. It is stated that he was not that kind of, you can say, common sannyas. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he actually instructed after some time that now Nityananda Prabhu, he should get married, and give up his avaduta status. And the reason was, one of the reasons he mentioned was that now in Ekachakra, where Nityananda Prabhu was coming from, now he told Nityananda Prabhu, your eternal consorts have now appeared. They are waiting for you there. And who are these eternal consorts? That is Janave Devi, and Vasudha Devi. So he got these 2 wives. These were 2 daughters of Suryadasa and Sarakela, of great heritage, from a very, very, very great devotee family, of course. And these are actually the eternal consorts of Nityananda. They are his energies, his eternal energies. Just like Krishna has his eternal energy in Srimati Radharani, Balaram also has his eternal companions. In the same way, it's said that Lord Nityananda also had 12 Gopalas, or 12 coward boy friends who were part of his childhood Lila there in Ekachakra. So there are also his eternal Saka, or friends, companions. So Lord Nityananda, he went back to Ekachakra and married his wives, and then he had 7 sons, and each of these sons are dying one by one. So Nityananda Prabhu's pastimes are very special. So there is a great person in Chaitanya's pastimes. We will not talk too much about all the other persons, but his name was Abhiram Thakur, and he was a very special personality who had a lot of Shakti. So when he was bowing down to somebody, they will actually die because of the presence of his Shakti. So remember that this is all Lila. These are all people from the eternal spiritual world just coming down to have a Lila with Krishna in a different form. Nobody is actually dying. So he was bowing down to when each of the new sons of Nityananda Prabhu and Janavi and Vasudha, when they were born, then Abraham Thakur will come and offer his obeisances. So one by one, the 7 sons would die like that. But then the 2 last children, Virachandra, the son, and Ganga, the daughter, which were born later, when Abraham Thakur offered his obeisances to them, they didn't actually die. They were still healthy and fine. Yeah. So then Abraham Thakur, he composed, he said very nice prayers to these children. Nityananda Prabhu, he was always preaching. He is one of the great. I mentioned previously in our seminar about Advaita Acharya that there is the tree of Prema Bhaktivist Chaitanya Mahaprabhu established. The main trunk of the tree is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and then the main branch, the first branch is Nityananda Prabhu, and the second branch is Advaita Acharya. So from the branch of Nityananda Prabhu there were many followers. And Nityananda Prabhu, he also was extensively preaching all over, especially all over Bengal, like this. So he's most famous. And when we talk about what is Nityananda Prabhu's role, it is that of Guru. As we can see in the nice picture we have here, it says to the top left, he is the Adi Guru. So what does Adi mean? It means the first, the original. As we say also in the prayer, Govindam Adi Purusham. Like we say, Govinda is the first person. So in the same way, Nityananda is the first Guru. So he had many also disciples. And still they are people who understand that Nityananda Prabhu is not only a temporary personality, he is the eternal personality. In the Gaudiya Vaishnavism, he is always our Guru, and he is manifested in any Guru, really. He is the Guru principles. It's called the Guru Tattva, the Mula Guru Tattva, his original Guru principle. Yeah. So that means not only the Diksha Guru, but also the Siksha Guru. It is actually a power of Lord Nityananda. As is also mentioned in the scriptures about Lord Balaram, that he is the original Bala, or spiritual strength. So that is also represented in Lord Nityananda. So on this day of Nityananda Trayodashi, we not only celebrating Nityananda Prabhu as the dear companion of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and the great transcendental personality who were jumping out sometimes in ecstasy in the waters of the Yamuna and wrestling with the crocodiles and winning over them. And he did many uncommon things. He's not to be imitated because he has extreme power. Just like Lord Baladev, he also did many things which is not to be imitated. But these are charming pastimes of the Supreme Personality of God, its first expansion. Like it. like that. So there is a verse saying, say Krishna Navadvipe, Shri Krishna Chandra, say Balaram Sanghe, Shri Nityananda. So just like Krishna was born in Navadvip as Shri Chaitanya Chandra, and also Balaram is also now born as Shri Nityananda, and he's joining Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Navadvip, like that. Eka Chakra is now in Bengal. I mean Bangladesh. Yeah, who wants to go there? It's said very, very nice words by Lord Chandas Thakur that Lord Nityananda is never angry. He has a very mild personality because he's the personification of pure transcendental bliss. He's devoid of any trace of false ego. So there are innumerable reasons why we will benefit from taking shelter of Lord Nityananda Prabhu. However, Lord Nityananda Prabhu, even though he is the Adi Guru, even though he is the Guru Tattva himself, actually Krishna also in his pastime he is showing the example of having a guru. If you remember from Krishna Lila, Krishna was going in the school of Sandipani Muni together with Lord Balaram, right? And in the same way, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he also accepted the guru. Who was the guru of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? It was Ishvara Puri. Who was the guru of Ishvara Puri? It was Madhavendra Puri. Who was the guru of Madhavendra Puri? It was Lakshmipati Tirtha. Yep. And what is the sampradaya there? It's a Madhva sampradaya. Yeah. So if you have heard about our sampradaya, we are the Brahma, Madhva, Gaudiya Vaishnava sampradaya. That's why we call Gaudiya Vaishnavas, because we follow Chaitanya Mahaprabhu from the Gauda Desh, from the area of Gauda or Navadvip, or whole Bengal really. And then we call Madhva because our link is coming from the Madhva Sampradaya, who then goes back to Lord Brahma. Yeah. So in that way, Nityananda Prabhu, it said that he actually took initiation from Lakshmi Pati Tirtha. Well, others, they say he took initiation from Madhavendra Puri. But at least in a few instances, like in the Bhakti Ratnakara, one of the old Gaudiya Vaishnava books, there is given an account that he met Lakshmi Pati Tirtha. And there is given an account how was the mood of Lakshmi Pati Tirtha. Well, he was actually, is explained the story, Lakshmi Pati Tirtha, the great sannyasi in Madhvacharya's line, he was sitting and meditating on Lord Balaram. Okay, he was meditating on Lord Balaram very intensely and in pure devotion. And then in his dream that night, Lord Balaram was appearing in his dream. Actually, it was Lord Nityananda who appeared in the form of Lord Balaram and said, I will come to you. And when I will come to you, please, you give me initiation. Give me Vaishnava initiation. And in that dream, then Lord Balaram actually chanted a mantra into the right ear of Lakshmi Pati Tirtha. And then, after he chanted the mantra, Lakshmi Pati Tirtha woke up. And as you know, to chant mantra into the right ear, that's the process also which happens in the initiation. When the guru is chanting the mantra into the right ear of the disciple is then literally initiated into the mantra. So in one way you can say Balaram, he gave that special initiation directly to Lakshmi Pati Tirtha, and then Lakshmi Pati Tirtha himself, he then next day he then met actually Nityananda Prabhu, and he initiated Nityananda Prabhu. Nityananda Prabhu appeared in front of Lakshmi Pati Tirtha as incredibly beautiful and effulgent. So there is a very nice prayer which says the following: Nityananda Prabhum Vande Srimad Lakshmi. Okay, I'll say it again. Nityananda Prabhum Vande Srimad Lakshmi Pati Priyam Srimadva Sampradaya Vardhanam Bhaktavatsalam. Yeah, so that prayer means I offer my respectful obeisances to Lord Nityananda Prabhu, who is the beloved disciple of Lakshmi Tirtha, Lakshmipati Tirtha. Yeah. I offer my humble obeisances to Lord Nityananda Prabhu, who is the beloved disciple of Lakshmipati Tirtha. I offer my obeisances to Lord Nityananda Prabhu, who extended the lineage of Madhava, that is said here, Si Madhva Sampradaya Vardhanam, yeah, and Bhaktavatsalam. That means he showers his cordial love to his devotees. He's the benefactor of he takes care of his devotees. So in that way, Nityananda Prabhu he expanded the Madhva Sampradaya into the Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya. That can be done when the Supreme Lord himself is appearing. So that way it branched into the Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya out of the Madhva line. We don't have too much information about Lakshmipati Tirtha, except that he was a stellar stalwart sannyasi, and he was advanced in age. He was maybe around 8 years old when he met Lord Nityananda, as far as I've heard. Yeah. And we have some sources for these stories. Gorganodesh Dipika is one of these sources. I think that prayer is coming maybe from there. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur and Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, they also say that now after that, then Madhavendra Puri, he was, the disciple of Lakshmipati Tirtha. He manifested actually the Prema Bhakti, which has not been seen before in the Madhva line. That intense Bhava Prema, which then was transferred to Ishvara Puri, and then Ishvara Puri he met Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu met he met the deity of Lord Vishnu in Goa for having a Shraddha ceremony for his deceased father. But before that, actually, Advaita Acharya had also taken initiation in the same line from Madhavendra Puri. So as you can see, there is a great happening here, that you have Nityananda Prabhu. He's established in the Sampradaya already from Lakshmipati Tirtha, then Advaita Acharya is coming later and taking initiation from Madhavendra Puri, and also then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is coming later and taking initiation from Ishvara Puri. So you have all the three levels: Lakshmipati Tirtha, Madhavendra Puri, and then Ishvara Puri. So in that way, Gaudiya Vaishnavism was very strongly, starting from the Madhva Sampradaya. Although the philosophy, doctrinally speaking, like the doctrine is it is appearing different actually. You can say the groundwork is the same. We accept Krishna like that, but the Madhva Sampradaya, they didn't have the mood of worshipping Radha and Krishna together. That's one of the big differences. That started with Madhavendra Puri, that we now have deities. We have Radha and Krishna deities in the Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya. They don't have Radha there in the Madhva Sampradaya. At least they didn't have before. I don't know how it is now. So in that way, there is a few differences. But it served, the Madhva Sampradaya, it served as a Diksha connection. So it legitimized, you can say, the line of Gaudiya Vaishnava by being connected to one of the four Sampradayas mentioned in the Padma Purana verse quoted by the Goswamis in their literatures. That is Sampradaya Vihinaya Mantras Tu Nishpalamata. Actually, that is coming after the verse is saying before that there are four Sampradayas. You have the Brahma Sampradaya, the Lakshmi Sampradaya, the Rudra Sampradaya, and the Kumara Sampradaya. Yeah, Kumara Sampradaya is the four Kumaras. Lakshmi Sampradaya is a Shri Sampradaya also called. Lakshmi Devi, the goddess of fortune, Vishnu's consort. And then you have the Rudra Sampradaya, that is Lord Shiva's link. And then we have Lord Brahma's link. Like that. So one has to be in one of these four Sampradayas. These are Vaishnava Sampradayas, in order to have the pure mantras. That's what the Padma Purana is stating there. So in that way, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Lila, as a preacher of Krishna Bhakti, was established then out from the Madhva Sampradaya. Yes. So a little bit more about Lord Nityananda's contribution. He was showing the great mercy, really. Mercy is very important. Especially the Guru is supposed to be the mercy expansion of Krishna. It's said that Lord Krishna himself, he never leaves Vrindavan, but when he leaves through his mercy expansion, which is Balaram. And Balaram is then serving as the Guru to preach actually and help the conditioned souls to come back to Krishna, to bring them back to Vrindavan, like that. So Balaram is then even entering then into the material world through the expansions, starting with Mahavishnu, the three Vishnu expansions, Mahavishnu, Garbhodakashayi Vishnu, and then Kshirodakashayi Vishnu, which is the Paramatma in everyone's heart. And as the Paramatma in everyone's heart, then Baladev is actually the Chaita Guru there, our good conscience. And then he expands outside as the physical Guru. Is the explanation. So that's why we should view the Guru as an expansion of Balaram. And since Nityananda is no different from Balaram, the Guru is also not different from Lord Nityananda. And Lord Nityananda was proving that he has the qualities of the most merciful expansion of the Lord. The pastime is there of Jaga and Madai, who were two alcoholic brothers, and Nityananda Prabhu and Haridas Thakur, they went out to preach the glories of the whole name. It was basically quite simple. They asked them to chant the Hare Krishna mantra. However, the two drunken brothers, Jaga and Madai, they were not particularly interested, and they were even offensive. So one of them threw the broken earthen pot on Lord Nityananda's forehead, so that Lord Nityananda started bleeding. Haridas Thakur, he wanted to call Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for help, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he just came by himself because he understood his dear brother was in trouble. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at that time, he manifested his fierceness by having the chakra there, just like Lord Vishnu has the chakra to kill all the miscreants. And of course, the two brothers, Jaga and Madhava, became very afraid, and they asked for forgiveness. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he calmed down a little, but he said, you have to ask Nityananda Prabhu for forgiveness. Only if he forgives you, I will not attack you. So that way, the two brothers asked forgiveness. They bowed down and took shelter of the lotus feet of Lord Nityananda. And Lord Nityananda, immediately he forgave them, and he said that actually you did nothing, because this was just my old bad karma who came to me. I deserved it. He was extremely humble, Lord Nityananda. And he simply embraced the brothers. And when they became embraced by Lord Nityananda, the two brothers, Jaga and Madhava, they transformed into becoming pure devotees. And they danced in ecstasy, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also accepted them into the fold of the Gaudiya Vaishnava family. So that way, Nityananda Prabhu is showing the mercy. And Prabhupada said that now all the people who join in the light of Lord Nityananda, they also become merciful like Lord Nityananda. So all of us, we should try and have that mood. And probably that's also how we were able to start with the Krishna conscious practice, that somebody showed the extraordinary mercy to ourselves. So the only qualification we have is just to take shelter of Lord Nityananda's lotus feet and chant the holy name in ecstasy. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And just call out for the mercy and blessings of Lord Nityananda to continue chanting Hare Krishna and practice purifying our heart. So that's said is the reason why we chant the Pancha Tattva mantra before we chant Hare Krishna. As you have noticed, you have 5 names in there. Is Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda. So the second name is that of Lord Nityananda. Third one, Shri Advaita, and then Gadadhar, and then Srivas. these 5 names, that's the Panchatattva. We have now spoken about Lord Nityananda. Previous week we spoke about Lord Advaita. We will also speak about Srivas and his pastimes later, and also Gadadhar. So in that way, the Panchatattva is giving us the blessings Srila Prabhupada has explained. And the Gaudiya Vaishnavas established this Panchatattva mantra also for us, so that we get initial purification by remembering the mercy of Lord Nityananda, Lord Chaitanya, remembering the mercy of Advaita Acharya, who was praying for Lord Chaitanya to come here, to pray for the mercy of Gadadhar, to pray for the mercy of Srivas. And in that way, our heart will soften enough so that we will not make so many offenses when we chant the Hare Krishna mantra. That is the idea. And also that the Panchatattva, especially Lord Nityananda, they're overlooking our defects. So in that way, our success in chanting Hare Krishna will be easier. So that's why before we chant Hare Krishna, we chant Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. And then we can chant Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So we will soon stop, but we will mention actually how did Lord Chaitanya leave this world. Maybe you remember from the beginning of our talk, we mentioned the brother of Lord Nityananda. His name was Banka Rai. Now there is a very special pastime. He stayed in Ekachakra his whole life, and actually quite young. He was working in the fields, as a farmer. And at one point there was a lot of weeds. It was a huge area with a lot of weeds and many workers there. And Banka Rai told them one day that you can all go home and take lunch. I will just continue working to pick up the weeds from the earth. And they said okay, and he just stayed there, and he was able to incredibly fast pick up so much weeds, so there were no weeds left in the whole huge area, area of land. He just picked out all the weeds. So they came back and they were and actually they wanted to celebrate him for his great deed of relieving the others of a hard labor. But actually they came from far, and he saw them. Banka Rai, he didn't want to have any he wanted to just be humble and not be glorified like that. So he just hid behind all the weeds, so that they couldn't find him. And actually it said that he disappeared from their view. They never found him again. And they were very sad. And but actually then there came a voice from the sky. Nityananda Prabhu was also there, and the voice from the sky said, it was actually Banka Rai speaking. He said, "You will not see me again in the same form, but I will appear. If you can now, on the next Ekadashi, the coming Ekadashi, there will be a floating piece of wood, like a log of wood, will be floating in the Yamuna river here." So Nityananda Prabhu, he picked that log up on the coming Ekadashi just a few days later. And Nityananda Prabhu, he arranged that it was carved out a murti of the shape of Banka Rai. They called it the Bankim Deva, or the Banka Rai deity. So that was a deity of the brother Lord Nityananda. They got it installed, and they built a temple for that deity. So that is worshipped also today in Ekachakra. And so now we come to the last day of Lord Nityananda. That was around 1540. Then Lord Nityananda, he is said to have entered into that deity in Ekachakra village. So in that way, it's a very, very holy deity. And on this day of Nityananda Trayodashi, the people in this village, they are having a big festival in that temple of Banka Rai, or Bankim Deva. Yeah. So Lord Nityananda's pastimes are very mysterious and fantastic. And I have only mentioned, the tip of the iceberg, also because my knowledge is very much limited. But I hope it could give you some inspiration and some understanding of the position of Lord Nityananda. We can see again on this very nice picture his embodiment of compassion. I mentioned, he was very merciful to the most fallen, Jaga and Madha, and many others also. Simply by dancing in ecstasy, he attracted so many people to become devotees. He embraced them. He is Balaram himself, as we mentioned, about the Tattva of Lord Nityananda, as he is the brother of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The scripture says, similarly, he is the brother of Krishna, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is also incarnation of Krishna. And he is the perfect servant. Did I mention that? Lord Balaram is the original servant. He has the original Dasya Rasa, and all other servants of Krishna is coming in the line of Lord Balaram. So in the same way, Lord Nityananda is the eternal servant of Lord Chaitanya. And here it says also he is the Sankirtan preacher. He is definitely the best preacher of all. I see he made so many devotees in his Lila, in his pastime, and he's still having the greatest impact by inspiring everybody simply in the deity form as Lord Nityananda. He comes together with Lord Chaitanya, and they're called Gaura Nitai. These deities was established by Srila Prabhupada as the main deities for all new devotees, because they will not take offense. So all of us, when we are starting our Krishna conscious practice, we should not install immediately Radha Krishna deities, because we are not on that level. They will easily be offended if we do the worship wrong of them. But Prabhupada said that the deities of Chaitanya and Nityananda, Gaura and Nitai deities, they are very, very merciful. It is enough that you just have Hare Krishna mantra chanted for them, even though you're not very regular, in offering the. Of course, we should try the best we can. That is very good. But the actual worship of Gaura and Nitai is to do the Sankirtan Yagya, which is chanting the holy names of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And as you remember, it's good to always chant the Pancha Mantra, Pancha Tattva Maha Mantra before that. Yeah. Like for example, Prabhupada established that when we have kirtan, we chant first Pancha Tattva Mantra, and then we can chant Hare Krishna for many hours by the blessings of the Pancha Tattva. Similarly when we do japa. Yeah. So by worshipping the Gaura Nitai deities, we can get a lot of purification, so that later on we are able to actually enter into the relationship of Radha and Krishna. Our Gauda Vaishnava Acharyas has said that we're actually not qualified to enter the Bauma Lila, or the worldly Lila of Radha Krishna. Krishna is coming once in the day of Brahma here to the material world. That's called Bauma Lila. And after he has come as Swayam Bhagavan himself, then also Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is coming in the Kali Yuga, following that Dwapara Yuga, when Krishna is coming. But for those jivas or living entities who wants to join the Radha Krishna Lila, they first have to join the Chaitanya Lila to be qualified. That's the procedure which will work the best for us, because Nityananda and Chaitanya are the most merciful, and Radha Krishna is a little bit more demanding. So in that way we will get easier practice for becoming advanced and purified by joining the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu's Bauma Lila. It's also called the Chaitanya Lila. Yeah. And then after that we may be qualified to enter the eternal Krishna Lila. Yeah. So in the same way it's said here, he's the personification of ecstatic love of Krishna. Yeah. So he showed so much ecstasy. Tears were flowing from his eyes, just like they did on Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Just like it's explained that Lord Balaram, he was appearing like drunk, like he appeared like he was intoxicated with ecstasy. Similarly, Nityananda Prabhu has been explained like that. He's like drunk in ecstasy. We will not go into the specific pastimes of Lord Nityananda, because they are very, you can say, confidential. But I advise you, if you like to know more, you can read from the Chaitanya Bhagavat, and and the Chaitanya Charitamrita, where they describe more in detail, especially in the Chaitanya Bhagavat. There is more descriptions of Lord Nityananda's Leelas. He's the mercy incarnation, as I said on the poster here, we already mentioned, and he serves Krishna in all rasas. Yeah, because the Dasa rasa is the first one, Dasya. That is also there actually in all the other rasas, even in the Shanta rasa. Shanta rasa means a more neutral form. You have the trees, the flowers, the animals in Krishna Lila. They are in the the Shanta rasa, but they're serving also in that form. But it's more distant. All cows are doing service by giving milk. Trees are giving service by giving fruits and shelter from the sun. So that's also actually Lord Nityananda there in the service form. And Dasya rasa proper, that's the next one. Of course, that is personification of Lord Nityananda 100%. And also it continues in the Sakya rasa, because Lord Nityananda is also the best friend of Lord Chaitanya. And all the lesser, you can say, rasas, they are continuing in the higher rasas also. So Dasya rasa will also be there, of course, in the parenthood, which is the Vatsalya rasa. They also do service to Krishna, and of course in the Madhurya rasa of either married or conjugal love with the Lord, then also the service is there. So that's also actually Nityananda, and it says he's even appearing there also in a more confidential form. Yeah, so he's also the savior of the fallen. He's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is called Patita Pavana, and there are many nice prayers to Lord Nityananda also, that he is indeed also Patita Pavana, the savior of the fallen. We have a very nice prayer which is sung every day in Mayapur Dham, our Iskcon headquarters, and that goes as follows: Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Doya Koro More Musama Patita Prabhu. It says, Doya Koro More. We are getting all the mercy from Shri Krishna Chaitanya and Nityananda. Ha Prabhu Nityananda. Musama Patita Prabhu Na Paibara. He said, if we cannot get the mercy from Nityananda Prabhu, then we cannot get the mercy from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then it says Doya Kora Shri Acharya. And if we cannot get the mercy of Advaita Acharya, then also we cannot get the mercy of Nityananda, because Advaita Acharya, after all, he called Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to come, so he was even before Nityananda. He's the oldest. So in that way, there is a whole lineage. And even the song, it stops by saying that he says Ramachandra Das by his friend. Ramachandra, the one who made the song, he had a friend called Ramachandra. So to have the mercy of our nearest companion, our friends, that's actually the way to get the mercy of all the others. So we should think like that. The nearest devotee friends we have, they're also the personification of the mercy of Lord Nityananda. If you don't take that into the calculation, actually the whole calculation will not actually add up. Because we are receiving the mercy of Lord Nityananda through all these channels, from the very local devotees who maybe we always may think that they are less advanced, than the guru, than the advanced elder devotees, and that is true also. They're not as advanced because they're newer in the process, but Tattva wise it's the same actually nature, but because all who has joined the pure movement of Lord Chaitanya, they are actually pure devotees. It's just a matter of manifestation of maturity. Prabhupada has explained like this. Also Bhaktisiddhanta explained in the same way. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, the whole lineage has explained in the same way, that tattvic wise, truth wise, actually all the devotees who have joined seriously the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission, there is just a matter of time before they become pure Shuddha Vaishnavas, and thus they will be pure representatives of Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda. So in that way, drops of mercy are coming from even the most neophyte devotees which are in our association, and thus the compassion of the Lord is there. Yeah. So he's eternally compassionate. So he's called Nitya Ananda. So Nitya means eternal, and Ananda means happiness. So if we can get in touch with him, we will also feel that eternal happiness is entering our life. And our soul, us as the soul will be awakened. And he is the distributor of Krishna Prema. Yeah. We cannot get Krishna Prema from anybody else than Lord Nityananda. Well, you can say you can get it from the other devotees, from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but all of them are actually giving, because of Nityananda Prabhu's mercy, we can get Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy. How do we get mercy? By doing service. And the whole Dasa Rasa is already there from Balaram, his manifestation of that. So actually, if you go really back, if you just take reverse engineering, you can say, you will find that actually the origin of all the mercy in the world and all the Krishna Prema, all it's all to be found in Lord Nityananda. Especially in this age of Kali, he's our real hope for becoming devotees of Krishna. And he doesn't take offense, as we have seen. But that doesn't mean we should, take advantage of that. Rather, we should serve him as good as possible and respect him as much as possible. And that means we respect all the devotees as being very special. Anybody who is chanting Hare Krishna and subscribe to this Vaishnava practice, we should give them the highest respect. And we call each other, we always talking with other devotees that, how can I serve you? That should be the right mood. In that way, we can be, we will hopefully be qualified, eligible to receive the Krishna Prema. Because he said, how is he distributing Krishna Prema? Nityananda Prabhu, he said is given an analogy by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. It's called the marketplace of the whole name. You heard about that? Marketplace of the whole name? Yeah. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur is singing very nicely that Nityananda Prabhu, he's the proprietor of the shop in that marketplace. So what is the item to be sold in the marketplace? It is the whole name of Krishna. So how can you like in any shop you have to pay something, right? So what do we pay to get the whole name? And Nityananda Prabhu says you only have to pay by your great eagerness or interest or even greediness. Tatra lolyam. Yeah, actually it means greed. If you really want to have the whole name and even cry for the whole name, then we will actually get the Krishna Prema from Nityananda Prabhu. So that's the only price we have to pay. But it's a high price, you can say, because we pay with our time and efforts. And that's actually the most valuable we have, because we can use our time and efforts in so many other ways. But if we use it in chanting the whole name, we will actually get the highest dana, or highest wealth. What is that wealth? Golokera prema dana harinama sankirtan. The highest dana or wealth or gift even, it is Krishna Prema. Because that Krishna Prema, it will actually manifest our eternal existence. And it will sometimes new devotees or people who are looking into this movement, they're a little hesitant to join, because they think I have to give up everything and then I join this. No, it doesn't work like that at all. You're not giving up nothing, you're just adding the Hare Krishna mantra to your life. Sometimes people are saying, Indians are saying, Lord Vishnu is known as Hari. So Hari means he takes away everything. But you can see in the lives of devotees, some devotees are losing things. But other devotees, they have everything. They have a house, they have a car, they have a great job, they have a wealth, everything they have. And they are devotees, there is no problem. Actually, the real meaning of Hari is not that he takes away all the riches, necessarily. No, what does he take away? He takes away all your problems, right? So that's not negative, a loss of the problems. So in the same way, Nityananda Prabhu, he's the most merciful. Maybe join him, maybe follow his instructions, as the guru, Chaita guru, or external guru, internal guru, and chant the whole name in his line. Then all our troubles will be taken away. Kali Kalmasanashanam. Yeah, that's what the Kali Santarana Upanishad is saying. By chanting Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare, all the troubles in Kali Yuga will be destroyed, it will be taken away. And especially in the Kali Yuga, it will help to chant in the line of Lord Nityananda. So that's why before we chant Hare Krishna, what do we chant? Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadada Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. So by chanting that, we will definitely get rid of all our troubles. And Nityananda Prabhu, he will be very happy to take us home, back to Chaitanya. And then from Chaitanya, we will be transported back to Radha Krishna. So thank you so much. And Srila Prabhupada, he is the one who is giving us the direct mercy of Lord Nityananda. Through his preaching here in the West, and through his disciples, we are also able to get that. However unqualified we are, there is always a possibility to enter the mercy of Lord Nityananda simply by chanting the whole name. Whatever situation we are in, there are no hard and fast rules for chanting Hare Krishna. You can do it at any time, any place, any circumstance, internally or externally. In that way, we are actually entering the most sweet nectar that Lord Nityananda and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given us, available now in the Kali Yuga. So thank you so much, and I see you for the next streaming.